everybody. Welcome back to Sprites, Bytes, and Pixels.
Episode 4.
Episode 4. So, there's 3 others if you didn't know that yet.
And only one outfit change throughout 4 episodes.
One outfit. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We've had 2 clothes on, or two
clothes.
Oh my goodness. We've had 2 outfits for the first 2 episodes and 2 outfits for the next 2 episodes.
No, 1 outfit for the first 2 episodes and 1 outfit for the second 2 episodes.
Did I? Oh my god, I'm doing wonderful.
I mean, we don't really shower. We don't really change our clothes often, so
I shower.
we can't give a false perception to our.
I actually showered earlier today.
I did
My
too.
wife was very thankful.
Nice.
So, I don't know if you are living under a rock, but yesterday, no, not yesterday, 2 days ago that it happened, but Nintendo did a what do you call them?
Launch?
Direct? Nintendo
Yeah.
Direct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nintendo does these like little videos every once in a while. They're called Nintendo Directs, and they're to update people on stuff that's going on. And because the Mario franchise has been around for so long, actually it's their 35th anniversary, they did a few things for Mario. And one of them is Super Mario 3D Worlds Collection. And this consists of Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy. No Galaxy 2, which really, really bums me out. Because, I don't know, for me, it's kind of like a no-brainer for it to be on there. But, hey, you know what? I guess 3 games, that's still pretty cool. The kicker, though, is that I'm not really on board with this completely. Robin, on the other hand...
I pre-ordered it as soon as it was announced.
I didn't. I still haven't. I love the Mario games. I love Mario 64, I love Sunshine, I love Galaxy, Galaxy 2, 3D Worlds. Like, you
Odyssey.
name it. Odyssey was phenomenal. I put so much time into that, and I got, like, you know, the further areas after, like, that you unlock after beating the game. Like, I did all that. Like, the hardest level, I beat that. I didn't get all the moons, because, like, there's some, like, puzzles and, like, cryptic things you have to do, and you're probably not going to figure it out unless you go online and check them out. But I love the Mario games, but I'm not completely sold on this one. I love the fact that it comes with soundtracks. Like, I thought that's really cool. I love video game music. Like, actually, if you look right here, I've got Mega Man.
Wilson also
Rockman.
used to do Facebook Lives of him dancing to
Yeah,
video game music.
yeah. There's a video of me dancing video game music. That's the Crisis Core Final Fantasy soundtrack. Both still sealed. So I love video game music. So it's pretty cool that it comes with soundtracks. But other than that, there's not really much there to pep me. Especially being in Canada. How much did it cost you? Like $90 to pre-order it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like $90 for me to get 3 games that I already have on 64, GameCube, and a Wii. Like, and they're all great games, but it's not enough. And so today we're actually going to talk about Nintendo, like why people give Nintendo like a pass.
I wouldn't even say a pass. It's like, why are Nintendo fans so loyal to the brand? It's you know that there's fans for Sony, fans for PlayStation, fans for Microsoft, Xbox. There were fans for Sega. There's still some that are hardcore. But in essence, whenever Nintendo releases a product, why is it always sold out? And there's always a back order. Why are people so in love with Mario? Why are people so in love and so loyal to Nintendo as a whole?
Because a lot of times, like, you'll see, well, hell, Nintendo is constantly re-releasing the same item on just a different platform. Like, how many times...
Zelda Wind Waker,
Yeah.
released on the GameCube, released on the Wii U.
Now, to be fair with Zelda, I would give that one a pass, because the remake, because I don't know, actually, is it a remake? It's more like a remaster, but it's got a lot more to it. Like, the Wii U version is different. Like, it's got better shading, it's got better graphics, it's they threw in like an item, the speed sail, which I played the GameCube Wind Waker and I completed it, and like that was back in the day. And to sail from island to island on your boat took a while. This speed sail for the Wii U speeds things up. Like it is what
It's
it
a speed
is.
sail.
Yeah, it like you'll go much quicker from island to island, and it actually makes you enjoy the game a little bit more because the GameCube one was a little bit more tedious. However, look how many times like Nintendo has released an older game on a newer console. Like for instance, Switch Online. I think it's really cool. Don't get me wrong. Like before I continue, I love Nintendo. I think they're phenomenal. But at the same time, they do the same things over and over, and people are fine with that. And
But I mean, like, what is it that leads people to love Nintendo so much? So my thought process is, Nintendo does a great job at capturing their audience at a younger age, and they do that through their IP. So whether that's Mario, whether that's Link, Zelda, whatever the case may be, they do a great job at coming up with games that not only attract the older audience, the adults, but it also attracts the younger kids. So when usually gaming has become generational, so parents tend to introduce their kids to gaming, whereas in the past it was the kids wanted to get their parents to just buy them games. But now it's like, people that are our age starting to have kids. Kids are getting older. They love video games. They want their kids to get into video games. What's a good place to start? PlayStation 4 is solid, but it like the first party games for that are like Uncharted, The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima.
yeah, like more mature games you don't want your child to play.
I see Xbox as like a sports centric console. I would say like when I look at Xbox, it's Forza. Forza's not insane. It has Halo as an IP. It has Gears of War. But I see Xbox as more like NBA 2K, like more sports centric, whereas Nintendo is very family friendly.
There's also I read an article yesterday, and I'm not agreeing with it, but the article says that the Xbox community was revealed to be more toxic than the PlayStation community, and that's more like the online community. So like once again, Halo, maybe Gears of War, like any game that would have multiplayer when you're talking to someone through your headset. They're apparently known to be more toxic. I don't know how valid it is, but from my experience with the Xbox, like I've heard it like, firsthand. So that's another reason why kind of people veer more towards Nintendo, because they want everything to be friendly. Not necessarily kid friendly, but just kind of like welcoming, Like that's why Mario looks fun, that's why Zelda looks fun.
But even that's why their systems look fun too. You take a look at the PS4, it's an all black system unless you get a special edition.
Like I have.
Yep. You go for an Xbox 360, an Xbox One now, and it's either all white or all black, very standardized colors. You take a look at the Nintendo Switch, and it's got two multicolored Joy-Cons that go onto the Switch itself. You can change those Joy-Cons out. And one thing that I find with Nintendo is they're always trying to be innovative. It's not just let's have a console, a controller, you put the game in and you play it. It's let's see how we can push the envelope. They did that when they switched from the GameCube to the Nintendo Wii with the Wii mode and the nunchuck.
And that was a huge seller because of that. Yeah. Like a lot of people would go to people's houses and they'd play
Wii Sports. Man. It was so much fun.
Families that had never played video games before decided one day, hey, let me try that, and they'd be playing Wii Sports for hours, and then these families would never play a video game again. Like it was just that big for people to actually give it a shot.
Then you switch from the Wii to the Wii U, which was a pretty big failure, and then you go from the Wii U to the Switch, and they did an exceptional job with the Switch, I would say. It
was a failure, but it was a failure just because there wasn't a lot of first-party games for it. Like you would go months without like a new game to play, and third-party developers or publishers didn't really contribute that much to it. So
It's a great system to collect for because there's not that many games on it.
There's also some, but the
Yeah.
thing is, there's also some really good games like Wii U once again, or sorry, Wii U, Wind Waker once
Yeah.
again. Like that's really cool.
Twilight Princess on the Wii U.
Twilight Princess is also on the Wii U, but then you got Yoshi's Woolly World. You've got Tokyo Mirage Sessions, Mario 3D World, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Even though that's now on the Switch. But like, there's some pretty cool games on the Wii U as well, so I wouldn't really cancel it out. But I do understand why it failed.
Yeah, and then when you take a look at the Nintendo Switch, they have great partners. Like Limited Run Games comes out with like great content, and it's all Nintendo exclusive. So if you're a collector, I find for the hardcore collectors, a lot of the hardcore collectors collect Nintendo. And limited Run Games did a great job of capturing that audience because they release standard editions, they release collector's editions, and they always sell out.
Now, mind you, LRG, like that's what us cool people call limited run games. LRG also does like games for other systems. They're not essentially Nintendo based, but they do have Switch items.
Yeah, like I mean they do Vita as well. They do PS4.
Yep.
But
This Friday, or sorry, Friday just passed, they had a Nintendo game. They actually had a Nintendo game that was never released because it's like fairly new. People are still developing Nintendo games too. That's the other kicker. Like an actual cartridge NES game that was never ever released except for like maybe digital. I don't
Was
even know if
that
it was
Bill and
actually
Ted?
released digital. Huh?
was that Bill and Ted game? Which game was it?
No, it's called Dead Tomb. It's like a point and click, kind of like Uninvited, if you remember Uninvited or Shadowgate or Deja Vu. Okay, so those were like 3 games that were on the Nintendo, and Dead Tomb is just another one of those type of games.
Okay. So I would say that for me, what's your favorite system?
My favorite system?
Yeah.
That's... Can you be more specific?
What is your favorite console-based system?
So if I was on a desert island kind of thing?
Yeah, but you can't say like Nintendo. It's like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64.
No, of course. I wouldn't say what's my favorite game, like, developer.
Yeah.
My favorite console, I kind of push more to the PS1. Just because of, like, my nostalgia love for it.
Yeah, I know.
But if you ask me what I've been playing lately, I'll tell you my Switch.
So
I've been playing
I'm the
a lot of
opposite.
Switch.
I'm the opposite. So my favorite system is the N64. My first system ever was a Sega Genesis, but once I went to Nintendo, I never went back. But more recently, I've just been playing my PS4. Ghost of Tsushima, the Lord of the Rings games, Fall Guys, which is a lot of fun. Have you tried
Oh
that?
my god. I see. My problem is I don't really do a lot of online gaming just because it doesn't really appeal to me. But I would love to try Fall Guys because it does look like a lot of fun.
Play it, man. It's like MXC on crack.
From what I've heard,
It's
though,
so funny.
it's kind of hard to get in sometimes. Like you're waiting.
I was first place.
No, that's not what I meant. I mean it's hard to win. I mean like it's. I mean though that it's sometimes it's hard to like log into because
No, I
Really?
never found that. No, not at
Oh.
all. Once I start the system up, I go into the game. I'm usually matched within 2 minutes.
really
Yeah.
okay because I've heard other people have had difficulties.
Okay. No, it's been very good for me. I play with Priyanka all the time. And
That's
it's
his fiance.
Yeah, it's a good way to like end an evening off because it's like you go through.
I can think
you
of-
lose, you start a new one.
I can think of better ways to end the evening off with my fiance, but hey, that's just me.
Yeah, I mean like it's COVID. Everybody's got a social distance, long distance. So what was that? Okay, so we're on the topic of why Nintendo fans are loyal. I think that Nintendo does a great job at always pushing innovation, whether it's through their consoles, through their controllers. They do a great job at managing their IP. So whether that's their Mario titles, the Zelda titles, they do a great job at managing it from a marketing standpoint.
Well, now they do. Remember back in the day with the Philips CDI,
Yeah.
like for instance, Link: The Faces of Evil, Zelda: The Wand of Gamelon, and Zelda's Adventure. 3 games that were released for CDI with Nintendo characters. Actually, Hotel Mario was another. 4 games with Nintendo characters that were released for the CDI that are absolute jokes. They're terrible. The music is bad. The animation is bad. The gameplay is bad for all of them. And I guess Nintendo kind of learned their lesson because they let Philips have access to their characters through that whole Nintendo deal. Remember, Nintendo and Nintendo and Philips were supposed to create. No, sorry, Nintendo and Sony were supposed to create a console together,
I'm
and
glad
that never
didn't
happened.
happen. I'm happy about that.
And instead, like, Nintendo said, no, we're gonna team up with Philips, and they let Philips take some of their IPs and blah blah blah. So now Nintendo has better control of their IPs.
And also, they don't make any more movies like Super Mario Bros.
That movie
The
is
live action movie.
terrible. The best part about that movie was the dinosaur song.
Yoshi? Oh, I don't remember the song, but I remember the Yoshi.
Come on now, get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur. You remember that? Oh, come on. That was
I just
so
remember
good.
Yoshi. Yoshi looked like a small little like raptor.
Also, that like big black-breasted lady. Like I'm saying this because like they actually accentuate her breasts. There's like a scene where Mario is like trying to get this necklace off of her, and it's like in between her breasts, and he's like nuzzling in between there.
I can't believe how they greenlit that project. It was a really shitty movie.
From what I hear, I learned about this recently. The directors of that movie were a wife and a husband, and I think they were clashing with like other people on how it was supposed to be done, and it created this whole shit show. Like Bob Hoskins, R.I.P. Bob Hoskins, who played Mario, he won't even talk about the Super Mario Brothers movie because of how bad it is. He says it's the worst thing he's ever done, and he doesn't like talking about it. And I don't blame him, because it was bad. Like, the music was bad. The characters didn't look like how you would remember them from the games. And, like, you would see all these characters, or all these people, and like, oh, that might be that person. Oh, that might be that person. And, like, they didn't do the Mario universe justice.
Fair, and I think that kind of ties into our point in terms of this brand loyalty, and I think that really depends on how iconic a character is. So for Nintendo, you have Mario, who's like the face of video gaming, I would say, not just on the Nintendo, but if you just say what is the most iconic video game character of all time, I would wager that people will say Mario more often than not.
Well, like kids will be in let's say like a third world country, and there's a picture of Mario. There's a chance that kid's gonna recognize Mario, because that's just how popular Mario was. Mario's up there with like Mickey, or I don't know, Justin Bieber. But like, I mean, like, it's just a huge worldwide, not phenomenon, but maybe it is a phenomenon. Just the fact that how popular Mario is. So yeah, like, Mario would probably be who you think of when you think of video games.
Yeah, no, when you take a look at other systems, who really pops out to you? If you take a look at the Sony PlayStation,
Crash, Spyro,
Nathan Drake.
No.
For the new gen? Yeah.
Oh, see, that's so funny. When you say PlayStation, I automatically think PS1.
Oh, no, I mean like just PlayStation as a whole.
PlayStation as a whole. Well, yeah, okay. I was going to say Lara Croft, but
yeah.
honestly...
I mean, she's very... But there's Tomb Raider games on the Xbox as well, and the 360.
There's also Tomb Raider mobile games, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And Nintendo actually has some GBA Tomb Raider games.
Really?
And GBC. Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance.
So, I mean, like... so that's what it is for Sony and PlayStation. For Microsoft, what is it like? Master Chief, the Gears of War guy.
Gears of War guy?
That's all I think about. Like, I don't know if there's anything else that's iconic.
Well, oh, excuse me. Oh, that pizza. They also purchased Rare. Remember Rare, who did Nintendo stuff?
Yeah.
So they purchased Rare, and Rare's been kind of doing new things. Like, there was a Battletoads game that came out recently.
Yeah.
And it's actually getting some decent reviews, and it looks like a lot of fun. But yeah, like, Microsoft definitely doesn't have as much iconic characters as, like, Sony, PlayStation, and Nintendo would have.
Yeah. No, I think so. When we take a look at it as a whole, Nintendo does a great job as innovating. Nintendo does a great job at protecting their IP, aside from a few shitty situations, and it has a lot of really great characters which resonate with the entire family. If you want to introduce your child into gaming, I would say Nintendo, any sort of a Nintendo system or a Nintendo product is a safe bet. When you compare Nintendo games to any other console, there's fewer mature games on Nintendo systems than there are on any other system as well.
Do you have like a favorite Nintendo game?
Let's see.
Is that the pizza?
No, that's my allergies.
Oh, okay. You have an allergy to pizza?
Yeah, I do.
Oh no.
My favorite Nintendo game, I would say, is Smash Bros. N64 or GoldenEye.
So you're sticking once again with like your favorite console,
Yeah.
N64.
But I'm a big fan of Fire Emblem as well.
Yeah, I remember you
Yeah.
saying that.
So Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn, Three Houses. I loved all those.
Do you have a favorite?
Out of those three, oh fuck, I would say the original Fire Emblem on the Game Boy,
Why?
GBA. It's my first introduction to it. I love tactical based gaming, and I like the fact that if you lose a character, he doesn't come back. So it made me want to try even harder to never lose a character the entire game.
Did you complete it?
Yeah,
With-
definitely twice
Wow.
without losing a single character. Well, I lost them, but I just
Wow.
restart. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
You played Advance Wars?
I've played Advance Wars. I played Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. That was good too, but Fire Emblem sticks out to me.
And the reason?
It was just challenging. It was something that I wasn't used to. It was my first introduction to tactics-based gaming, and I just really liked it. I thought it was really cool that I could play with so many different characters, and you couldn't upgrade each unit to its max unit. You had to be smart about it. So I liked the variety of characters. I liked the challenging aspect of it, and I just like tactics-based gaming.
But do they feel like Nintendo? Like, do you see Nintendo when you think of Fire Emblem? Because
No, not really.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, I've always wondered that. Like, when I think of Nintendo IPs, I never think of Fire Emblem, even though they have such a huge, they're like a huge part of Nintendo.
They are, but they just don't have that cachet, and I think maybe it's because it's geared towards an older audience.
It's also a niche kind of genre.
That's fair.
Tactics games are not as common as like your platformers or your Zelda likes, because I don't even know if like Zelda has a specific genre. Like, people call them like what, action adventures,
Yeah.
but for the most part, usually when there's a game that's like Zelda, you call it a Zelda like. That's how popular Zelda has become.
Of course, I would say that in terms of popularity, I would wager that it's like Zelda and Mario. Those are the front runners.
Not Donkey Kong?
No,
Not even with the tie? Like, that tie is snazzy.
no, man, no. It's no bueno.
Oh,
Not
my
even
goodness.
Lucas. Not Ness. None of them.
That's interesting that you would think of Lucas. Why would you think of Lucas before
This is my
Ness?
favorite Smash Bros. Character.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, like, Lucas is from Earthbound 3, or Mother 3, if you'd rather.
Yeah.
And Ness is from the first Earthbound, and it was just weird. You would think of have you played Earthbound?
I
3?
played No. I played Earthbound 1.
Why would you play Mother 3?
I just never got around to it. I have so many games, man.
I know. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, no, it's too much. It's too much. I stick to stuff that I like stuff that I'm used to, familiar with. So Fire Emblems, these action adventure games on the PlayStation. That's my jam.
I remember this is a tangent, I apologize, but I remember you saying in one of our last episodes, not episode 3, because we just did that, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But you said that you were going to try Star Wars Fallen Order. Have you played that yet?
I haven't had a chance. I was gonna play it, but then I got into the Shadow games, the Lord of the Rings Shadow games.
Okay, but what made you decide to do the Shadow games over Fallen Order?
Because at the time COVID hit, and I was just going through my gaming library. What do I have available at the time? And I didn't have Fallen Order.
Oh, you didn't have Fallen Order
No,
yet?
no.
Oh, okay.
I had it on the Xbox, but I don't have an Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Because I buy and sell games.
That's
Yeah.
right. So you had it just because of a bundle that you purchased.
Exactly.
And, you don't have an Xbox?
Nope. I'm not a fan of Xbox.
Really?
I played Halo a lot when I was in high school, but after that, it's never really been big for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. So I guess we're making better time this time around. We're 10 minutes less than last time. But you know what? Thank you everybody for joining us.
We're done.
Episode 4. Is there anything else you want to touch base on?
There's always stuff I want to touch.
I mean, like we're at 2 episodes, 1 hour. I think that's a great place to end it.
I guess so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll catch you guys next time. We got 2. We're done 4 episodes on our way to 10, and then we'll see where we go from there. 100,000 episodes.
100,000 episodes
Yeah.
coming to you live.
All right. Cheers, everybody. See you next time.
Smooth up.
Peace.